Well, hello, ambassadors. This is such an exciting month with Dare to Dream, is it not? Oh my goodness, these videos have been so inspiring. I hope you're enjoying all of what the diamonds are pouring into this series. So I get to share with you today about culture. And culture is actually one of my most favorite topics, team culture, because I feel like it's just one of those things that is so important to our business, and when we really understand network marketing and that we have a volunteer army and that we have to create an environment that people really appreciate, feel a sense of belonging to, and that they just really feel a connection to us, that they're much less likely to leave our organization and Plexus. So I really want you to just kind of expand your mind in the next few minutes when I share with you about culture. And I'm going to ask you a few questions. But first, I wanted to share a couple of statistics that I recently read about, which really can kind of give you some perspective on the type of people that could be coming into your organization, okay? And these are kind of alarming, the amount of percentages here that I'm going to read with you. This was a survey that found that 46% of Americans feel lonely sometimes or always. 47% feel left out sometimes or always. 43% feel isolated from others, which is amazing in this world of technology where we're connecting all day, but are we really connecting, right? And 43% lack companionship and relationships that have meaning. So, when you hear about that, you kind of think, gosh, maybe, just maybe, people are coming into my organization, they're joining Plexus because they want to feel a part of something bigger than themselves. They want purpose, they're excited about the products, but this is a relationship-oriented business, and people crave connection, relationship, and belonging. It's how we are wired. And now that we know that well into the 40% don't feel that on a day-to-day basis, sometimes or always, we kind of can get a feeling for what we can provide by way of an awesome team culture. So I want to ask you a question. If anything that you go to right now in your life that you're a member of or you belong to or you go on a regular basis, whether it's a Bible study or a gym or a club or a bunco group, something that you look forward to and you just are excited to go to, it's kind of like the highlight of your week or month or whatever. What is it about that gives you that sense of excitement? It could just be like it's a break, right? It's a way to kind of escape from, work or things like that. But I would venture to say that the people, the connections, the relationship, that the way the organization, whatever it is structured with you in mind. And the reason you might not ever want to leave that organization, you feel a connection and it's like part of you, is because the leader who created that organization had you in mind. It wasn't all about, I want to do this for me. It's like, I want to do this to give back, to provide a service, and to help people to feel a sense of joy or pride or belonging when they come here. And your organization and your team in Plexus is really no different. So if you think about when somebody joins your team, or let's kind of back up. Let's say if you were to join a team, and maybe that you have this in your business, which is I'm sure more often the case than not because we have such amazing leaders. But what are some of the things that kind of surprised you, or maybe just was it was more than what you thought it was going to be from the beginning, and why you feel so connected? It's probably going to come back to culture. And culture is just accumulation and layers and layers and layers of experiences, relationships, support, encouragement, and that sense of belonging. So think about then, how are you creating that now for your team? Some of you might just have 3 ambassadors on your team and you're going, oh my goodness, I don't really have a team yet, but this is something that you want to start thinking about as your team grows, because the power of 3, it's going to grow, right? You're on your way to gold, you're on your way to senior gold, and you've got to start thinking big and how you want to set yourself up for success. So what are you going to do about your team culture? I want to share that there's some really successful things that we've done here in Northern Nevada where I live that have really helped solidify relationships. And I know for me as a leader, nothing warms my heart more when I see sideline relationships forming, power partnerships forming, and then those relationships where I feel like, oh my goodness, they're not even on each other's team, but they've created this force and this companionship and this bond that, I don't care what shiny object could come their way, they're not leaving Plexus because of the relationships that they've formed. It's very important to the longevity and success of your team that you really foster and provide an environment that can help these relationships to grow. So some of the things that we've done in Northern Nevada is about every 2 months we have a silver and above breakfast where people have to be silver to qualify to come, and they want to be able to be part of that training and bonding and fellowship time. So it gives them a great goal of going silver because they want to be part of that. Other things that we've done is just we even have planning meetings where we just plan future events, and we do have monthly events here in Reno. Every single month we do an event for guests, and we delegate a lot of that to ambassadors and just helping people to grow in their leadership, but they have to collaborate as a team and find testimonies and things like that. And that of course helps with our culture. And we've got quarterly trainings that we do, which we recently started this year, that have been awesome. So every quarter we provide like a Beyond New Ambassador training, which is what we do at our events every month. So this is kind of like just for a seasoned ambassador, just kind of another refresher of training and leadership training, that kind of thing. And we also have other ambassadors share in those 2 hours. It's not just me talking, which of course helps with their leadership. And it's just like what I was saying, it's like layer upon layer upon layer of culture. I do a Christmas party every year. We have volleyball nights where everybody's included. We've gone to the beach before up at the lake, and where everybody's included, just to kind of have that fellowship and that sense of belonging. And it's just really been so touching for me to see all of those relationships form, like I mentioned. A very wise man once said, "Culture eats strategy for lunch." And so I want to specifically talk to people who might not be as blue. Maybe there's some of you reds that are listening right now and you're just thinking, oh gosh, all this stuff kind of seems like a lot of fluff, a lot of planning, a lot of, just extra time beyond IPAs, right? But here's the thing. We could go IPA all day long, 24/7, 365. We could IPA, right? But people will experience burnout. And there has to be more to the jigsaw puzzle of your success than just being task-oriented and knowledge-based and work to get results. A lot of this, going back to the percentages I shared with you from the beginning, are people will join Plexus in your organization because they want a sense of belonging and they love our Plexus culture. They're drawn to that. That's a big part of our compensation plan, if you will, is the culture and the One Plexus culture that we provide and have in the heart of our company. That's very near and dear to my heart, and it needs to be a strategy on every leader's part and future leader, silver and above. Even if you're just an ambassador, just joining, hopping on this, just know this is the kind of training and this is the kind of things that you want to be thinking about as you dream big and set your goals to become a jewel in Plexus. Culture is everything. So, let me just ask you again, are you creating a culture where people feel loved, accepted, a sense of belonging? They feel like they have a voice. They feel like they have support beyond just a script and the next step in the business? Do they have sideline support? And are you fostering an environment that provides all of that? And for those of you who might be thinking, well, my team's not really local. I mean, I could start some of this, but it wouldn't be very big. Well, great. Just start it. I don't care if you have 2 or 3 local people. Just start it. Get things in motion and start speaking that vision. Every year, actually, in January, I'll have like a team vision meeting with my my team of where we want to go in the new year. And that can be part of it for you. You know, it's never too late to start, and you're never there's no certain rank that this needs to start. Just you got to start. Okay. So I'm just going to make sure I've covered everything, because this is such a, like I said, something that's really, really near and dear to my heart. And I just really want you all to understand, you know, that when people join network marketing, they are not your employees, they're your volunteer army. And what are you creating by way of a great, healthy environment where people will feel like, gosh, you know, I just love this Plexus culture. I love my team. I love my sidelines. And I'm just so grateful that I have this support, because I haven't felt this in anything. And we hear that a lot. We hear that a lot from our execs, that we're so unique and one of a kind. But it's up to us to continue with that tradition of providing an awesome culture for your team. It will help retention. It'll help longevity. It'll help when the hard times come for ambassadors, when they know that they have a wonderful team of support, love, and encouragement. They are much less likely to ever think about leaving or giving up on their goals and dreams. All right. So culture, culture, culture. Eat strategy for lunch every single day. So thanks, you guys. Have a wonderful Christmas season. And yeah, dare to dream big. Love y'all. Go Plexus.